Welcome to transition into death. You feel your eyes begin to get heavy. You fall deeper and deeper into a trance. Your body becomes weightless as your heart begins to slow down. Do not be afraid. You are at rest. You fall deeper and deeper. Your soul begins to separate from your body. You begin to feel the warmth of fire. This is the arrival to your final destination. Welcome to eternal damnation. You are now entering hell.
Sup, fuckers?
Hello.
Yes. Greetings, everyone. Hope you all have recovered from not just post-spooky, but post-Halloween. Because, oh, fuck, man. I don't think we got two brain cells between us that aren't fighting.
I didn't have gray hair in my beard before this past weekend. Swear to God.
And hey to everybody in the chat. Hello. Wonderful to see you again. Little post-spooky family reunion going on. Y'all, we got a lot of shit to talk about because 20th anniversary, they weren't fucking around.
Nope.
They were not fucking around.
They brought it. They brought it.
It was definitely brought in. Very much brought in.
Bro,
Before we get into that, let's just say hello to everybody. Hey, Rob. Hey, Mike. Hey, Matt. How you guys recovering from post-spooky shit?
I'm sore, but not from spooky.
From a little bit be in and out?
No, I changed out a starter yesterday, so I was on my back underneath the truck. But besides that, I did get a giant blister on my foot from walking around so much. That was fun. Wearing Converse for 4 days.
That does make me wonder, people, because I know some people have their Fitbit going or their pedometers, and I'm like wondering how much they clocked during the weekend.
I think we did like 5 or 6 miles per day.
Easily.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you what. My son and I, every morning, we would walk to McDonald's for breakfast. For Friday morning, we did that. Saturday morning, we did that. Sunday, it was like, fuck it. We'll eat at the cafe.
Mm-hmm.
Just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get into that because it's like we all have a lot of opinions about a lot of shit because there was a lot of shit to be had opinions about. But
I think overall we had a lovely, pleasant time.
Oh, it was absolutely fucking amazing.
It was amazeballs, literally amazeballs. But before we get into that, Spooky did announce, the one big thing, and everybody saw it on the program.
Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Let's just say hello to all the kind people who are chatting and joining us.
Sup, fuckers?
So there's Craig and Robbie and Randy and Sally and Mo.
Where's the magic mirror where we see everybody? Oh,
Molly,
yes.
If I didn't say that.
I see Mo, I see Molly, I see Craig, I see, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So who the hell even gets a romper room reference these days?
Us, because we're old. And these old fuckers in the chat, so yeah. But yeah, the big thing, and if you've seen the program, you've already seen it. First of all, major announcement next year, May 17th and 19th, my birthday weekend, which I'm not fucking missing this year. I don't care if they're pulling me out the fucking morgue. I'm not missing my birthday at Spooky again. Not happening.
Yeah, the interesting thing about our May show, we're back at the Wyndham.
Dying of
We're-
not
we're-
surprised.
We're back. This like the Wyndham is like become our trusty skanky friends with benefits that
It's
no
the
matter
3
how
a.m. booty call. Yeah.
we say we're gonna go, we can do better. But you know what? There's just something comforting about the Wyndham.
Exactly. It's that 3 a.m. booty call, man. It's always going to be there. That
It's
bologna
on
sandwich.
Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah, Wyndham is never going to kick us out. So, but then the other big announcement, dude, we're going to Interstate now.
Well, let's hold on. Let's before we
You know,
get
if
there.
you want to announce it, why don't you announce the news then? Since you're just
Okay.
okay.
I was just gonna say.
I'll
So
sit here and eat Skittles then.
they announced our mayhem. We're back at the Wyndham. They announced, no big shock. The October show back at the Hyatt, but it's early this year. It's the 11th through the 13th.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we have like 5 minutes to breathe between Spooky and Halloween.
Mhm.
And I think that's going to be a giant relief to everyone because that's a hard transition to make.
Yeah, it always sucks. It always sucks of how close it
Yeah,
is.
it's because we're no spring chickens, man. It's difficult to go from 5 days of partying and then like the big event of Halloween. So,
Yeah.
And Craig very well said,
yep, it is. It's our favorite glory hole, and that is the reference we shall use from now on because he's correct.
Because we never know who's sucking on the other side.
That's true.
well, no, you don't. Okay. And then, yes, then the big
Yeah,
announcement.
I was
that,
going in chronological order. Anyway, but yeah, August we're going to South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina. Road trip.
So for those of you who didn't make Spooky or you weren't able to get a brochure or the guide because they did run out. If you were
Did they
only there,
really?
yeah, no, on Sunday they were out of maybe even Saturday night they ran out of these the programs. There were none left.
Well, because look at the amazing art on it. That's why.
Yes.
That's some swag shit right there.
So yeah, so if you didn't see that, you didn't see the back where it was listed South Carolina, August 23rd through 25th, and Charleston Convention Center. So we are at a convention center for this one. Good news is there are hotels all over this place. It is, I mean, I did a quick look, and there are multiple hotels within like less than a 5-minute walk. It's real close.
Well, it's also, I believe there's an Embassy Suites attached to it.
The Embassy Suites is across the street from it, but
Is
there
it?
may be like Habitubes.
Something
Hampshire Trails.
like a
Stay for
very
Hampshire Trails.
fancy hotel attached to it.
Yeah, so that they haven't announced the show or the host hotel for it yet. But the Embassy Suites could be. There's also a Hyatt within again a 5-minute walk. So just keep
For
in
those of
mind
you that have points, you
Yeah.
have your card that gets points. This is where
I mean, for everyone who was just, we just stayed a couple days at the Hyatt. You might have some, you might be close to a free night. So, they'll more details will come. Stay tuned to the official Spooky Empire guide because we're not official.
Well,
yeah.
official,
And-
not
and-
official, unofficial.
He says if you're going on a road trip and need to bring your dogs, the Marriott Residence takes big dogs, no weight limits, anything like that. It's only a 5-minute walk.
That's really good information, especially with the no weight limit and that. Because
Yeah.
a lot of the places that do accept dogs, like there's like a 20-pound weight limit or something like that. So that's really good,
Yeah, it's good.
good info to know.
Yeah.
They only accept hamster-sized dogs.
Yeah.
They're small. But yeah, that's really I already know a number of people already talking about getting together and carpooling and bus, Partridge Family style. So this is definitely uncharted waters, but we're going to make sure South Carolina knows exactly what Spooky is. So we're going to be
other things I can throw out about the area. Not that anyone's going to be going, no one is going to do a 5.5-hour drive up there, which is about what it is if you're in Orlando. I don't think anyone's planning on doing shopping, but there's actually a very nice outlet mall, just like a block north of where the convention center is. And the only reason I mention it is because there are tons of places to eat. It's like its own iDrive.
And it's right by the airport too.
Yeah, it is 2 miles away from the airport. So, will be no problem if you're flying in, you can grab something or you can grab a Uber, whatnot to get over there. If you're really determined, you can just wheel your luggage. It's again 1.9 miles.
That's not bad. Oh, we just got some exclusive information. Exclusive Vamps Emporium will be there.
Woohoo.
We got it first. We got it first here.
So we'll be there too.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah.
Freak Show, of course.
Look at all these exclusive announcements that you can only
That's
get
right,
from the
only
original
here.
Spooky Guide, folks. We've already told you 2 vendors that are going to be there. This is the place.
But yeah, a lot of people that we've talked to already are ridiculously excited about this. Spooky somewhere else that other than Florida. I think it's pretty much a thumbs up across the board.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
everyone's trying to leave Florida, folks. Everyone's trying to leave, even Spooky.
Yep, they're like, fuck this, we out.
See, I'm excited for it. We just have to wait until the new calendar comes out because that's usually around the time the school starts. And if that's the case, then might not be able to. Might not be able. Yeah.
We'll send in a replicant for you. We'll find like a replicant of you, pod person.
I was
We
gone
just-
for days and all hell broke loose, man. All hell broke loose. I got there. I'm like, "Where's half my crew?" Oh, hey, they're fired. What? What? Yeah.
We can dress Petey up as Mike. That might work.
Close
like
enough.
If Mike's dressed as Petey, why not flip the coin?
Those
like
kids
this.
will kill him.
He's basically Petey without the hat
Yeah.
and the shorter beard.
That's true. All right. So we see something here. A quick word from our sponsor. What is this?
Okay,
thing?
so here's the thing. It was requested that, like, if you were on our last episode, we had we had the powers that be of Spooky Empire. They joined us, Petey, Gina, Kim. It was awesome. I think there was a regret that we didn't plug Elysian Beer as much. So real quick, what I want to do just for a minute, everyone take a second and just very, very carefully, just look at your screen for just a moment. Okay.
Uh-oh.
You have a very, very deep thirst. You're very thirsty. And the only cure for your thirst is Elysian Beer, the whole variety. And you need like 3 or 4 of them to quench that thirst. So drink more Elysian Beer and everything will be okay. All right. So all right. There you go. That's
See, now I don't like that because they kind of like did that at the show, which we'll get into, but Watergate, Watergate.
Just don't drink space dust. That stuff sucks.
Yeah. I mean, the bars that they did were fucking fantastic. The pumpkin one, especially the whole 2-story tiki one that they had, that was really badass.
Big tiki one from Cutwater, that thing was amazing. I mean, watching it be built on Thursday too, like that thing was sturdy. Like it's a whole second section up there where they kept stuff. Like that thing was nice.
They didn't slouch there. I really was pretty fucking badass. But and I think it's just the one complaint most of us had. We've heard a number of things. What I heard was actually wrong, as Kim told me. I thought it was a plot from Elysian, or I was told it was a plot from Elysian to get you to buy beer since there was no free water there. But apparently that's not the case, so I rescind that. There were no water stations. The only one was down by the Florida Ballroom, like tucked in the back where nobody could see it. Basically, you had beer or you had $7 cans of water, which was $7 can of water.
I'll say this: if I had more access to water, I would have had more beer.
Mhm.
I was actually struggling staying hydrated for a while, and so
A lot of us were.
That was a thing.
Yeah.
But-
So from what I understand now, it was something done with the Hyatt, which is interesting because the Hyatt, once upon a time, we had nothing but 5 stars, everything all across the board. I don't know what happened via COVID, but they've been kind of dropping the ball between the Beeline Diner, and I'm just hearing all sorts of horror stories about the staff and the way the staff was treating people, and then this whole water thing. So I mean, y'all in the comments, feel free to chime in if you have any opinions on that.
Sure,
What
same.
about you guys? Any thoughts via the hotel?
I had a great time like usual. Everybody we ran into was always super nice. I mean, besides the water thing, like everyone, I was going somewhere and I had no idea which direction.
This is how fried we are.
And,
It's-
lady was very nice. Helped me. She's like, nope, you need to turn around and go that way. I'm like, I thought this didn't look right. She's like, yep, you walk in the complete opposite direction. I'm like, well, thank you. She's like, I'm sorry about that. I'm like, nope, not your problem. I just got lost.
Yeah. I thought the staff was great as usual. I've just heard from other people, and because I've been keeping an eye on different threads and whatnot. I personally didn't have a bad experience. But
I had no issues.
the chickpea empanadas, really?
She loved them.
I saw those. Those scared me to death.
They're actually really good. They were super tasty.
I just remember, I think it was Sunday or Monday morning. I was talking to a woman in line at the cafe. She was from Miami, and she's like, "Those are not empanadas." She just she was letting me know. No, man, I think that I had a overall a really good stay at the hotel. Yeah, staff was good to me. The room was great. I did get locked in the spa Thursday evening.
Oh,
It's
So
'cause
it
you
was
didn't
kind of
belong
funny.
there.
A lot of you may have seen it. There was a new, like one of the new additions since we've last stayed was there's like this new outdoor spa with hot tubs and a cabana and stuff like that. And so me and a friend went to go check it out. And, it said, you must be customer of the spa or whatever to go in. But we said, what's it going to hurt if we just, poke our heads in? So we opened the door, got in, no problem, looked around like, oh, this is nice. This is a neat little thing. Although honestly, I don't think you're getting a lot of privacy because if you were in my room, you could look down and watch the people the entire time. So yeah,
I wonder how he knew that. But anyway.
yeah. Anyway, but after I was done, we tried to leave and the doors wouldn't open and we couldn't get an open door anywhere. So finally, about after 10, 15 minutes, a staff member walked by because there was a bathroom nearby and we waved and we're like, hey, open the door. And he waved back and went to the bathroom. He thought we were being friendly. So, but he figured it out real quick that he's like, oh, wait, they need something. And so we escaped. But if you're going to the spa at the Hyatt Regency, there you go. It's a lovely thing.
Inside information. Yeah, I'm not sure necessarily. I don't think it was the staff per se, but I think it was maybe with some of the load in or something like that. Just behind the scenes, things weren't as smooth as they were usually, from what I understand. I don't know if it's necessarily true. Just this is what I hear. But that was really cool. And as far as places to eat, they only had the cafe there. That cafe had a line all damn weekend.
That was. It was very rare there wasn't a line for something. So, I'll give them credit. They held that down as best they could. So, good for them for keeping the cafe going.
And speaking of places to eat, Thursday night over at the pub. Oh, man. And this isn't necessarily because of the servers there, because the servers and staff were absolutely fantastic. This wasn't them. The pub should have been prepared for us. A number of us waited 2 hours for our food. And that's just no. And Mike was even getting pretty hangry, if I remember correctly.
Well, and I apologize to everybody at that point because I had not eaten all day. I had been up since 4:00 in the morning, and I didn't get a lunch at work. And then as soon as I got out of work, we drove to Orlando, all that, and then it was almost 9:00, and I had ordered 2 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
And my chicken wasn't there yet. And I was fucking pissed.
Yeah, something got messed up with our group because we saw, we sat down just a tiny bit after 7. And I remember watching a bunch of our friends come in afterwards in other areas. Everybody got their food before we did.
A lot of came in at around 8. Same group as us. Came in about 8:00, sat down, got their drinks, their appetizers, their meal, their check, and left before we even got our second round of water.
Yeah. So I'm going to be honest. I did not have a good experience at the pub. I will not do the Thursday next year.
It was one of them when we went on Saturday to watch the football game. Yeah. It was amazing. they were great. Stuff came out super fast, and even Thursday night, even with the whole waiting and all that, the guy was really nice.
Oh
and
yeah,
I,
the staff was
and
fantastic.
yeah, and I felt really bad because I again
He got the biggest tip probably he's ever gotten in his life from us.
sorry, I did not mean to be rude to you. I'm not sorry. And
Yeah.
I gave him a giant tip and all. I was like, I apologize.
You
I'm
did
like,
too.
I'm so hungry. He's like, no, you're good. I'm like,
Yeah, and Cheryl had the same experience, although Cheryl, you still got your food before we did. So, not that I'm saying that you shouldn't complain, because no, they were, and they apologized profusely. They said they weren't ready for it, and I think that kind of was a surprise. Because I thought it was pretty busy last Thursday, or last year, the Thursday night, maybe it wasn't as big.
I think they should have been more prepared. I don't know what the miscommunication was, whatever. But yeah,
you know what? And sometimes you just don't have the
from what I
staff. That's the reality. Is when you're a restaurant, you don't always have the staff when you need it. That's an unfortunate thing. So
sometimes the shit hits the fan, and there's nothing you can do about it.
No,
absolutely.
Just make yourself a shit sandwich, and then you're all good. So
yeah. And sometimes that shit sandwich is cold after it's been, back in there for about 2 hours. Yeah. But that was probably
Kim just let us know it's all new management this year, so they probably were caught very off guard.
Okay,
that could certainly explain it. Anyway, people still enjoyed it. Like Mike still went back, so good.
Yeah, still went back, and they were super nice. They were super apologetic and all that, and so like it was no bad blood, no foul and all that. It was just it was a accident that happened. It happens. It happens. It wasn't their fault. It was just. It happened. So, yeah,
we went. Hopefully that they'll be more prepared next year, I guess.
Yeah, it's probably more the server forgot to put your order in and then lied about it, and then they kept getting it. Yeah, I've been in this industry 28 years. That's that's how tickets go 3 hours.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Just remember, if you don't, next time you get hungry, you get thirsty.
Uber Eats,
or make it a point to drink more Elysian beer.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beer that will quench your thirst every time you're thirsty. Elysian beer.
A little thirsty now. Yeah. All right. So, Rob, how was your weekend? I mean, there's just so much to go on about.
Well, let's go down the list, because I thought we would start out with because I think overall everyone had an amazing time. I mean, it was.
I don't think I really heard anything negative from anyone really.
No, I mean there were quibbles here and there, but no one. I mean, there's always going
to be a couple mega Karens,
Yeah. So, I mean, as far as like the one memorable moment, like if there was anything that happened to you this weekend, like what was that? Like when 30 years from now, when you're sitting around, drooling a little bit, you're probably not going to be drooling. Mike won't be. The rest of us will be. What are you going to think back to at 2023 Spooky? Like, what's the memory that you're going to go away with?
See, with me, it's difficult because it's like this year, I don't think anybody got everything done that they planned to get done. This is the first year that it was physically impossible to do everything you wanted to do and see everything you wanted to see. I mean, that's a good thing because it's good to have options. But to pick one, I personally couldn't pick one. I mean, meeting Kiefer Sutherland was definitely fucking up there because he was pretty fucking awesome. Matt, you met him too, right?
Yeah, he was fucking awesome. That's my big memory, is because when I had him sign the plaque for the bust that I had made, he was like, "You win." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "That's the coolest thing I have seen all weekend." And I was like,
"Oh shit!"
Well, yes, sir, you did win.
Yeah,
you won indeed.
I had to tell him, how big of a fan I've been since long time. Young Guns, like his early career, all the way up through 24, and and he was very chill, very just down to earth guy. It was awesome.
Very much so, because a lot of times you can tell like the bigger names are kind of standoffish. There's kind of that wall between them.
Shaking hands.
No, not with him.
It's all good. And then I went over to Jason Patrick right next to him, who had zero line, which was a shame. And he, I showed him the thing and the bust, and he signed the other plaque because I'm doing another bust of Michael.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him how much I appreciated his villain in The Losers. because that was one of the coolest villains ever. And he appreciated that because it's one of those movies that not a lot of people have seen. And he's a great villain in that movie. Like, just so straightforward and just like, just throw him off the building, whatever. Just killing people for fun and not even showing any remorse.
My kind of villain. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the biggest surprise was Harry Hamlin had no line at all, ever. And I was like, huh?
Yeah.
How?
I mean, not even just Mayfair Witches now, which is like very hot, but I mean, if Clash of the Titans, that's like a Gen X staple.
Yeah, one of my all-time favorite movies.
Mayfair Witches sucked.
It did, but it is popular now, especially with the younger crowd. So
Most people are stupid.
I didn't say
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland was awesome. The only regret there is he didn't have Dark City memorabilia to sign.
Yeah, that kind of disappointed me. It was a lot of Lost Boys, a little bit of Flatliners, a lot of 24, but really not much else. Not a lot of variety.
And it's not a shock. I mean, it's like he brings his biggest stuff, and obviously people are there for Lost Boys. That was the reason, But yeah, I mean that's a hell of a movie.
Yeah, and then apparently I saw Kiefer's Q&A was actually done by Ricky Rackman, which I'm like so disappointed I missed. I'm hoping that's going to be on YouTube.
Any of the panels, we were just so busy. We couldn't do anything.
Yeah, I didn't get to do any of the panels either. Mike, what about you?
Mike, any big moment?
Yes, my big moment. Saturday when Chuck and Steve decided to go up on stage and sing their songs, and as Demi
The
remembers,
Pit and Toxic Waltz. Yep.
forth, and you got Into the Pit and then Toxic Waltz, and I'm literally like
Mike was vibrating the whole time.
excited right now. Ooh, yeah.
That was really fucking cool. Another big moment, and I really hope Spooky makes this a staple. The Friday night goth prom.
That was wonderful.
Hold just for a second.
Hold.
Tanner brought this up. I can't figure out how to read the chat. I only see Matt. Tanner, here's what's going on. Because we are worldwide and we multi-stream, we multi-stream, most of the people who are chatting are actually doing it over Facebook. So if you log on to the original Spooky Guide on Facebook, you'll see all the streams. Since you're on YouTube, you're going to miss out on a lot of the
and I'm logged in through YouTube, so that's why.
So yeah,
so you're only seeing me.
Yeah, that's why. All right, so I just to clear up, and Tanner, it was lovely seeing you.
Yes, absolutely. And those, oh my God, the guitars that he did, the coffin-shaped guitars, those are so badass. Just really outdoes himself every single time. Fucking like absolute just works of art. Couldn't be happier. But,
it was nice to see Tanner on Sunday when he finally got his shit together and wasn't a chicken without a head. Poor guy.
Yeah.
He was all over the place.
Oh man, but the goth prom was fucking fantastic. I mean,
Goth
Rogue
was pretty awesome.
Rogue was fantastic. I'd never heard him actually DJ before. He did a great fucking job. Everybody was freaking happy to the point where he was
a little liberal with the Cruciatos material, as you'd expect. But you know what? That's again as you'd expect. And again, it was a really good set. I was impressed. He was checking off all the boxes.
Yeah, and everybody was having a good time. The dance floor was always going to the point where we left at one point just to see what else was going on. But no, everybody was at the goth prom.
Yeah, it was pretty packed.
Yeah, so hopefully they have him back and keep this as a staple because everybody was absolutely thrilled the entire time. And it's probably
if anything, I would say they need to move it to a bigger area.
Oh fuck yeah!
Because there was, people were going. That place got it was almost at capacity a couple times over the course of the evening.
Yeah,
like it's funny because we bumped into Gina in the hall. I think during that break that we took, and she said they had been real nervous about it because when it had first started, there weren't a lot of people there. I guess it started at 9, I think. And I was just like, goths don't even come out till 10. They're only putting on makeup at 9.
It's true.
So that's way too early. So
that's by 10 it was packed. It was
absolutely. At 9:30 it was definitely getting crowded. Or not, people were showing up at 9:30, and then by 10 it was like there is all the chairs are taken. The people were dancing.
Oh yeah.
There was constantly
always
people
dancing.
Yeah, that dance floor was not empty at all. Like
ever.
Not even once. And it was just constant.
And
Which
Matt
was
got so moved. Matt got so moved by it, he had to go leave and dance right now.
Yeah.
All right, he's back. It's
Yeah, there we go. Spooky tree in the wind.
yeah,
But
no. I mean, so thank you for finally giving us a goth dance. It was awesome.
Please
And-
keep it as a regular thing.
Yeah,
Everybody
now give us
seems to love
more.
it.
Give
Yeah.
us more.
Absolutely. And speaking of goth stuff, I did miss Voltaire's set, but it's like we've all known Voltaire so long. I mean, he's been a part of Spooky for literal decades. And to see how long his line was, and I think it was MSRA that was playing after Voltaire, and his line went like almost halfway through the fucking hotel.
Yeah.
The fact
and
that like
there were still people in that line. Once they ended, he still had like 5 or 6 people that were still in the line. So
Yeah.
like whole entire set, there had to be like 60 people in that line.
easily, and that was just so cool to see that he's had this resurgence and people got to see him at Spooky. He's been a member of the Spooky family like forever, so that was fucking
The
cool.
only gripe with that was the fact that people were leaning up on Christine, and I had to walk away because I was about to say something because I was pissed.
You know, speaking of the cars, they did have that other the Nightmare on Elm Street car, the Freddy Krueger wrapped car.
Yeah.
Apparently, and then Spooky posted a video on their YouTube. It was really cool because I didn't realize Robert Englund came out and like sat in the car and signed it and everything. So it's like that was fucking cool. And of course, as he's sitting in the car, he's flipping everybody off. So that was pretty fucking cool.
There he goes. He checks his hair in the mirror and he's like,
I love that. It's just that's so fucking cool, man. I'm just
It's just to touch on Robert Englund for a minute. It's a nice little segue to talk about him because I mean, if there was a star of the show, it's still as many times as he's been, he is still just the guy.
Mhm.
And it's I was actually really sitting and thinking about it, and I know we talk about him being a slasher icon, but the man's a genuine horror icon. I mean, Freddy is in Robert as the actor. I mean. And I don't want this to sound like I'm, blowing smoke up anyone's ass, but it's like he's genuinely up there with like Bela Lugosi and Boris
fuck
Karloff.
yeah.
I mean, that's
Yes,
how
sir.
important the character's been and all the. He's never, had that iconic role again to that level. What could be, but he's always found, other roles to do. And now when he comes to these shows, he's a friggin' pro.
Yeah.
So few people. I mean, honest to God. No one is like him for the length of time that, there's never down. The only downtime he has is when he can step away.
Yeah.
And there's like no one else who's ever just, they're on and in that mood and being personal for hours over the course of the day. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason people are willing to pretty much spend their entire weekend in the line for him.
Yeah. And and I gotta say, I mean, Robert's people have it down to a science, but I mean, this could have been a big disaster. And I gotta say, especially, unfortunately with Dina being gone, it's like they really held their own and they made this as smooth as they could fucking possibly make it. I gotta give like kudos to the staff. There was no because I know last time we were at the Hyatt, there were issues with Robert's line for whatever reason, and people blah 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 got mega Karen as they do. But no, that's everything seemed to work really fucking smooth. And I got to give like kudos to the Spooky volunteer staff for that, man. That's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, just to answer this, I believe this was his 4th visit, or is it 5th?
got to be more.
At least 5th.
Got to be more. At least 5, at least. In
Yeah,
20
we got-
years?
Well, okay, he the first time he showed up was 2008, I think.
No, I thought it was before that.
No, it was after they. Well, whatever. We'll
We'll
have to do homework.
Yeah, if
but
somebody
it's-
wants to in the chat, if you want to start calculating,
gonna say we've been going 12 years, and I'm pretty sure in that amount of time we've seen him at least 4 times there.
yeah, so I'm thinking 5, maybe 6. But no, it was really, really good to see him, and he apparently was having a good time, and he didn't seem nearly as the last time he was there, obviously he was having not health issues, but some exhaustion issues, understandably so. I'm glad he seemed like really personable with everybody this time around. Everybody had nothing
I
but
know
good
they had
things
to cut his autograph lines a few times because of arthritis problems and things like that. But
Yeah.
gotta give the guy a break, man. He's 70 something. I mean, give
Fuck
him.
yeah.
He's been signing autographs for how many years?
Yeah.
Where's on your hands?
Well,
And
I mean,
just-
all that Ford Fairlane stuff he's got to sign. I mean,
seriously. Seriously, that's a lot of
I
Ford
would think
Fairlane
so.
merch.
So much.
Hello, hello.
The Ford Fairlane is going to happen one way or another.
Yeah.
Just why they needed dice there.
Exactly.
It's gotta happen.
We'll see. We'll see. I
But,
really
you know,
hope
Matt,
things
you
happen
actually saw the
someday.
drag show, right?
We stayed for like the first 3 acts. We were so exhausted from vending that
Of course.
Angie wanted to go to bed, and I was done. I mean, it's taken literally me. What's today? Today's Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's
Fuck,
been
I
a
don't know.
week
Is
since
it?
we packed up, and I think last night was the first night I actually got a good amount of sleep. And yeah, I mean, I was sore for 3 days afterwards. Just my shoulders and my back and all that stuff from standing around, and it was awesome.
Well,
though.
Matt,
It was the
from
best
a
we've ever
vendor standpoint, and you know, first of all, if anyone had the cherry booth at the show,
Dude,
Yes, thank you so much for that, guys. We weren't.
you walk
we didn't
in
ask
and
for that.
bam,
We were right there, right up front.
right up front, you get the
it was
big
awesome.
FUs as soon as you walk in.
Pretty much. Yeah, that put some rumors to sleep. We won't get into that, but I'm just going to leave that alone. So yeah, I mean, we did really. It's the best show we've ever had. And I am disappointed that I wasn't able to get the George Romero mugs done in time because my kiln broke down and all this other stuff. But it was fun. I mean, and just compared to the last show I was at earlier in the month, the vibe was there, the room was alive. It just wasn't. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing.
so Matt, if someone had to choose a horror convention in the state of Florida to vend at, would you say choose Spooky Empire or another undisclosed show?
How about to my friends in Ocala, fuck you? To quote. Anyway, but yeah, no, I'm never, ever doing that other show ever again. It was fucking brutally awful. And I will never, no, it was a test run to see just to see it from my side. But it was awesome. Spooky there's no comparison. Exactly. Robbie, as Robbie just said.
Good to hear you had a delightful show. And like I said, I know just from what you told us, I think Friday you said you made your booth back.
Yeah.
Which was
by the end of Friday, we had already made our booth back, and then it was just straight sailing from there. It was. Yeah, Rob's not the king of subtlety, Allison. Just to let you know.
You know what? I have no idea what you're referring to.
Yeah,
I didn't bring any names up. I just said,
neither did I. I didn't say a word.
Just serving things up.
Yeah, exactly. Like Mike,
I was just
Mike
repeating
just
things
said,
I heard.
exit stage left. But as far as the vendor room, I mean, vendor room was just as wonderful as it always is. There's always a bunch of new vendors. There's always new stuff we never get to see before. There was a little bit of a hiccup, and this isn't so much a complaint as just something I guess I didn't figure out, because the celebrity room was right next to the vendor room, and the area in which you went into the celebrity room, apparently around there were all the vendors I actually missed. I missed Spooky Cat Press. I missed Murder on Main. I missed Ash Schultz, and I couldn't find them, but apparently that area had gotten so congested, so you didn't get to see a lot of the booths that were right near the event, the celebrity area. So it's
I am sad that I missed Spooky Cat. What was that, Matt?
I said that area I think should have been an exit. There were so many doors going around to get people in. I would think in the hallways that would be easier to do the lines that way instead of bringing it through the vendor room. But you try and you learn, and you live and you learn.
No, absolutely. And it was just like a little hiccup, but
here's the thing. I walked by Spooky Cat's booth probably a dozen times. I'm going to have to hold on to this and get them to sign it some other time because I liked it. I really enjoyed the art, but I want to show off my swag real quick. Hold on. Let me do this right. So I got this from James's booth. She was a first time vendor. And I got my Resident Evil hockey jersey.
Ooh.
Your nerd is definitely showing.
Yeah, I apologize for nothing. I enjoy a good Resident Evil game.
Okay, Sorzy.
Cheating on Shorzy now.
Okay.
But no, and Kelly just said that the signage wasn't clear. Yeah, there was a little mix up around there. I get if I had looked harder, I'm sure I would have found them. I would have done more shopping, but like whatever, everything was so fucking distracting because there was the pinball machines. That Rob, did you ever run the gaming room? By the way,
Never found the gaming room. I saw signs on the floor for it, and I tried following them because every time I thought about looking for the game room, I didn't have this on me, and then by Friday or Sunday they were gone. But they did have little symbols on the floor, and so I followed them for a while, and then I showed up at that there was another conference going on. I can't remember what it was for.
Some kind of medical conference in the back.
It was a medical conference, and I ended up over there, and I'm like, well, where the hell am I now? So, I didn't see, it's fine. I spooky, based on all the, I mentioned I'm playing Call of Cthulhu. Who wants to come? And getting crickets back. It's not a gaming con, and that's fair. And it's funny because there was one gaming vendor, and she had dice and other things for that, and she was she's like, yeah, it doesn't seem like the crowd. I'm like, well, probably not.
And maybe in May, because in May it's more of a just everything all around. Where October is definitely more horror and rock and roll, I think.
Allison said it was right before the conference, so it must have been like right by the bathrooms over there somewhere.
Well.
Yeah.
So did anybody get to do any panels or Q&As at all? None of us.
We did because we didn't want to.
I wanted to, but it just Saturday was just so freaking chaotic that it just.
I just wanted to, I wanted to go to the golf party to check that out, and then I wanted to support that, and then we went to the VIP party, and then definitely had to go support the drag show.
Yeah,
because I want to see that back more often because it was awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool.
You were starting to talk about that, and you got distracted about moving, and then
yeah. No, it was great. They did a great job for what we saw. We were just like, oh, I gotta go to bed. We got to be up at 9 o'clock so we can be down in the vendor room at 10. And yeah, it was already really late, so we're all exhausted.
Yeah, but I heard a lot of good things about it. I saw a lot of photos. Alistair Graves, the King Daddy, apparently. So that's fucking awesome, and I'm hoping to see that back as well.
Really good.
Yeah, and as I'm saying in the chat, like nobody got panels done.
We avoided them because we wanted to, but we knew how it was going to be. That it was going to be just a lot of people in that, and I personally just didn't want to wait in a big line and all that stuff. I didn't want to people so much. That was just me.
Best time to do panels, man, is VIP because you get in there early, you get to get up front, and then you get not have to bother with any of those people behind you.
No, and that is true. I'd say the only thing about the panel, the Nightmare.
Yeah, Alvin, I was going to just ask, which did you get to do either? I mean, I know you said you wanted to do both, but I'm curious if you got to do one or the other.
Yeah, but I'm seeing a lot of people that really didn't get to do Q&As.
It is interesting because this year kind of flipped because last year I was all about the panels and the things, and this year much more about the parties because the goth dance Friday night and DJ Petey Pumpkin Edie
always
threw down Saturday night. I mean, when he took the stage, oh my God! I mean that. We had a whole bunch of idiots, with the skeleton, other inflatables in the crowd.
Yeah, those jackasses, man. What the fuck was that about?
What a bunch of schmucks, huh?
Right? Fuckers.
But no, that was fun. It was just
Disney.
Everything just going crazy. And that, it's funny. Right when that hit, everyone was just completely into it. Motley Crue was playing. We're all just dancing around in our inflatables. And then here's where I realized, 10 minutes later, we're all kind of like, oof, folks, we got old.
Uh-huh.
We definitely aged this time around. It was funny. I mean, I did notice that. And in fact, because we didn't get to do the May show, it's been literally a year since I've seen most of you guys. We definitely find, time to hang out with other friends at social events and, get-togethers and so our core friends we still managed to see, but for a lot of other people, it's been a full year. And so my whole thought after Friday was everyone's gotten old and fat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But
Thank-
we all get old and fat together. So
And Gray.
Lost
And Gray.
It's okay.
What was that, Mike?
I'm sorry. I love Will's comment there. North Korean Mickey Mouse stole the show.
I just saw that.
That is the best fucking comment ever.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me tell you.
Korean Mickey Mouse stole the show.
Thank you,
Let
Will.
me tell you something.
Rest of the weekend after that.
I almost got into a fight with North Korean Mickey Mouse, not knowing it was Petey, because he's just wandering around the floor, and then he starts face fucking my inflatable. I didn't, because I'm riding an inflatable dragon, and so I didn't appreciate that. But at the same time, he bumped a table, and a drink spilled on my phone that was on the table, and so I just got like, "You son of a bitch," and I was like. And I think I yelled at him a little bit and he wandered off. I doubt he could even hear me because of the mask. But I was thinking, it's like, I can't pursue this because I'm in Florida and I will end up as a headline of, Florida man fights Mickey Mouse. I can't do that.
Would have made for a hell of a
Would
story.
have been
though.
worth it.
My phone still works though, so it's all good.
Oh,
It
I'm
was
just
an
trying to
Elysian
read
beer
the
that spilled on
comments
it.
DC and B.
Oh yeah,
Safe
and the
for
beach
phones.
balls.
There you go.
The beach balls. I'll tell
DC
you
and
what,
beer. Safe for phones.
Yeah, but the beach balls. I'm kind of over the beach balls as well because even though I was in the inflatable, I still got hit in the face a number of times hard.
Yeah, but you know who got hit in the back of the head many times?
That was pretty
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, there was somebody on the stage basically, and every time a beach ball would pop up on the stage, there was a particular target he would go after, and that was awesome. So
I think we know who that might be.
It's a link. Go back to
anyway, Saturday night party was 2 thumbs up. That was that was
Everybody had a
my
lot of
moment
fun.
of just like, yeah, I'm back. This is good. This is
Yeah.
really good.
These are my people.
Kelly, we did talk about Charleston briefly. I'm sorry you missed all the good Charleston talk.
Should have been
Yeah.
here earlier, woman. But
8
and it's
o'clock.
good to, and it's good to see that Oh Brother podcast. I mean, because we actually met them during the weekend, and they had a prime spot too. And I haven't had a chance to actually listen to their podcast since then. But I'm
Okay.
glad they had a good time. First timers, welcome to the fold.
What was that, Mike?
Oh,
Right.
they were super nice. I talked to them for a little bit. And after they came up to Demi and we were talking with her, I went back and was talking to them for a little bit. And yeah, no, they were wonderful. Very happy to be there, and it seemed like they were getting a lot of traffic to their booth too.
Yeah,
Good
that was
spot.
fucking awesome too.
So we've talked. I mean, I know we talked a lot about Kiefer Sutherland. We talked a lot about Robert Englund. Any other guests that
You're
you
welcome
guys
for the
got to?
Twitter dicks. I'll tell you what, Billy Worth is one of the sweetest men alive. That it's almost like that Midwestern nice where it's like kind of intimidating because they're so fucking nice. That's Billy Worth. It's like the guy reminds me a lot. And for those of you, old people, Brooke McCarter, who was one of Spooky's like staples for a long time. Nicest fucking guy you could ever. And he reminds me a lot of Brooke. And it was just nice to see him throughout the weekend and just enjoying the cons, enjoying the fans, and just enjoying everything that was going on. And it's just nice to see when the celebrities are just like enamored by everything that's going on. That makes me fucking happy.
It's thinking about the guests. I did want to share what I considered to be the quote of the weekend. As we all know, Jenna Jameson was a guest. And so I think it was Friday night or Saturday morning. I walked by somebody in the hall and they're having a conversation. 3 guys, and I hear one guy go, "You know what I like about Jenna Jameson? It's her politics. It's not her movies, it's her politics." And I'm like, really? You like Jenna's politics, do you? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's why you know her name, is it? Huh?
Yeah. You didn't know?
Yeah, so silly me. Which I have no idea what her politics even are, but apparently that's what she's best known for these days, at least according to these fine gentlemen. So
Kane Hodder was one of the first.
really,
Oh, sorry, Matt.
I had a really nice conversation with Adam Green about the hot sauce debacle, because I don't know if a lot of you know or not, I had a Hatchet hot sauce with them. And when we started the whole thing, he was selling the bottles on his website. So I was attempting to send him bottles in mass to California, and post office, FedEx, UPS, all of them broke every case of bottles I sent out there. So there was like almost 1,000 bottles of hot sauce broken out there. So we had to end our deal. And I hadn't seen him since last time he was at the show was at I want to say it was the Hilton. Was it the
That
Hilton?
sounds about right.
The last
Okay.
time Guar was there, David Brocky.
Yeah.
Rosen. That was Rosen.
The Rosen. That's what it was. Yeah. And that was the last time I saw him in person. Then we did the deal years later. And I walked up and I said, "Hey, I'm Matt. I did your hot sauce for a little while." And he was like, "I was just fucking talking about that 3 days ago with a friend of mine," and blah, 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 blah. And we got into this huge conversation about how the post office sucks and how delivery sucks and all that stuff. But he was really cool about it. He was like, "I felt so bad, because we had to cancel the deal and all that." And I was like, "I felt even worse because my shit kept breaking. And I just wanted to get you my product." So don't ever bother trying to ask him for any food type of things because he won't do it ever again. Experience, which really sucks for me, but it is what it is. But it was really cool
You live
because he
and
had no
learn.
weight either, and he's just a dude. Like Adam Green is one of us. He just happens to make movies, and he's just a really, really, really nice guy.
Yeah.
So I had a nice conversation with him as well. And then I ran into Kane at the VIP party. Everybody was mobbing him and getting pictures with him, and I just walked up. I was like, "How many bottles of hot sauce did you sign this weekend?" He was like, "None." And then it clicked in his head who I was. So I've met him a million times. I was like, "I haven't signed any." I was like, "I keep sending people over to sign the bottles, and nobody's come over." He's like, "No." I'm like, "Well, just wanted to say hi," and I walked off.
Yeah.
So,
No. Kane is pretty much a spooky staple. And it's
absolutely.
I forget he was
He is the fucking man.
yeah, he was at the bar like when we got there. So it's like him and Warrington Gillette. So it was like immediately started off wonderfully. And it's always awesome to see like, how many people has he choked all weekend? How many people has he made hurt? And it's like, yeah, it's always it's like, yeah.
The first year they did Celebrity Poker, I played with Kane at my table, and I won one round, and it was just I was bluffed. I wasn't even bluffing. I was in trouble, and I just stuck with it. And like one other guy was playing with me. It was a disaster of a hand, but like I ended up winning on the river on the last card when it was played, and it was still a shitty win. Like I had no reason to win the hand because the guy who was still in was just as bad. And after that round, I remember Kane looks at me and he goes, "You do know you can fold, right?" So just poker lessons with Kane Hodder, folks. Also, this one, I just want to bring this up. Kelly mentioned that Nick Frost was lovely. I heard
He
so
really
many
was.
good things about
I've
Nick
heard
Frost.
many good things about
Speaking
him.
of one of us, yeah.
It's just
Super nerd.
nonstop.
Yeah, but that was really fucking cool. And it's just, there's so many people I wanted to talk to. Bill Mosley has been here for so many shows, and I wanted to ask him about just his memories of the first show. David Naughton, same thing. But they had lines, and everything was so busy, and I'm glad everybody did well, but just we didn't get to do the things we wanted to do. That just kind of, all right. Well, favorite costumes. Rob, what were some of your favorite costumes?
Well, I think we've discussed our neighbor girl a couple times last one, but
Nightmare Foxy, badass.
Nightmare Foxy from FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's. She crushed it. And again, I won't give her name, but she's 16 or 17 years old, and she is literally doing that by herself.
Yep. There's no parents helping her, no nothing.
Yeah, that's
seen
insane
her in
because
her
at
garage
that age,
build.
I was lucky to wipe my ass doing well,
Thank
There
you,
was
Clyde.
in the costume contest, and I never got to see him outside of it, but I can't remember the character's actual name. It's from The Evil Within, Safehead. Basically, it's like this. It's the Butcher, I think, is technically the name, but it's Sky. He's wearing a butcher apron, giant hammer, and then has a safe with barbed wire wrapped around. And that
I
was
saw that one.
amazing. That's The Evil Within is one of my favorite games. So getting to see that was really good.
Yeah, I'm
And
seeing a lot of
no,
great stuff in the
Allison.
comments,
Okay,
yeah.
hold on. Allison, your daughter is fired.
Yep. Banned.
Banned
You're done.
from the
Banned.
show. But yeah, so that was a favorite, and then also I think I've seen it mentioned now the bride and Frank, that couple, they did the Egyptian couple as well, but it was pretty funny because they looked great, and they were in the goth prom in costume. And it was just a riot to watch because, she's just going at it on the dance floor. Like, despite that costume, she's like, wow, that's pretty impressive. And then he'd just be dancing like Frankenstein. So that was pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, someone mentioned the Stygian witches. They were fantastic. I'm sorry, Matt, go ahead.
No, I'm saying that's how they would dance if it was real anyway.
Yeah, that
She
absolutely
probably would
works.
just be going off and he'd be Frankensteining.
Evil Grimace. Oh my God, Evil Grimace.
For the record, thank you, Boris, the keeper. That's boom. Okay, we're good.
Evil
And
Grimace.
Alvin, you too.
Evil Grimace, fucking fantastic. I mean, we all know Bad Moon FX is fucking amazing.
That was wonderful. But also, I gotta say, now since Boris chimed in, Boris's costume.
Dude.
Holy shit!
Fucking scary movie.
I mean,
Yes.
With my strong hand. It did get caught in my hair once, and we had to kind of like remove it from there. But oh my God!
Good job, boys.
That was definitely one of my favorite all weekend, man. That was fucking fantastic.
I can realize it was him, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, it's Boris.
Yeah, the makeup he did on that, fucking outstanding.
Oh, wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Those of us that we have friends that do like special effects, they actually asked me, and they're like, did he do his own makeup? I'm like, yeah. They're like, holy shit. When your special effects friends are impressed with your makeup, you know you've made it. That's fucking badass.
One of my favorites was Granny with Sylvester and Tweety.
Yes.
Oh, that was wonderful. That was wonderful. Man. I saw and started smiling. I was like, oh, that's great. That is.
And then
great.
the Jaws guys running around with the shark. That dude looked like Hooper. Like that guy looked
genuinely looked like him. Yeah.
Right. It was crazy. And then
he didn't look like your dog.
They first came in and they had the shark or whatever. We took pictures or whatever. Then they went to the autograph room and they came back. When they were throwing, they had Jenna Jameson's autograph on the front of the shark. It was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah, Angie just said, never mind. I thought that was okay.
Yeah, my buddy Matt was love sausage. If you guys saw
really,
him. Yeah.
Okay, for those of you that watch The Boys, I didn't recognize who he was, but the guy that was running around with the red robe and the hair pulled up. If you've seen The Boys, you know. Yeah, love sausage. Yeah, he was definitely up there. That was definitely one of my favorites.
He was sitting out there on Saturday just people watching as Love Sausage with his dick all over the floor. And I saw so many people like taking videos of walking over the dick and all that. It was great. I know Matt had a good time too. He loved it.
That's fucking fantastic. It absolutely worked. So Mike, what other than Boris, what were some of your favorites?
Saturday night, when all of a sudden the Universal Monsters came out.
Dude,
that was awesome. I'm like, yo, it's Wolfie, and then I'm like, yo, it's Invisible Man. Like that was awesome. That was awesome.
I love the guys that did Jaws, I think.
Really? It was great.
So.
It was great.
They did another costume set earlier, and then they came out as the Universal Monsters as well.
Yeah, it was Wolfie, Frank, and the Invisible Man, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
You know, I am curious though, because I saw like 4 Claude Rain Invisible Mans all weekend. Like, why is all of a sudden like it's a big thing again? It's like the Harley Quinn this year.
It's an easy costume to put together if you can find the glasses.
I guess, but I mean, I haven't really seen it in years past, but all of a sudden now, boom, 4 of them.
Hey, that's wonderful, Boris.
Oh, that's fucking amazing.
That's horrible is what that is.
I wrestled with it out in the rotunda. It was fun.
Yeah, you had a little.
Lee just chimed in on how tall Kevin Nash's height was. He's a big dude.
Yeah,
so,
there's a reason.
He was a big guy. Like I knew he was always big. Seeing him in person, I was like, wow.
Yeah, because you're like what, up to his knee?
If that, I think I'm like shin height on him. Like and also for his age, he is still in such great shape. Even Sabrina was like, how old is he? I'm like, he's in his 60s. She's like, holy shit. I'm like, exactly. Like, I'm about to be 31 and I look like I do. Like, shit.
He's like big sexy. Yeah. He is big sexy for a reason.
They would have gotten Bob Goldberg. that dude's a fucking monster anyway. I would love to meet him in person just to see how big he actually is. 'Cause that
Yeah,
guy's he's a freaking
dick.
monster. So what?
I love that. Rob, any others that you can think of? Guys, I saw like a shit ton all weekend. I've seen some really, really good ones, but
I think those were all my favorites. I'm trying to think if there's anything else in the costume contest.
I was just thinking the Stygian Witches. That fucking blew me away, man. From Clash of the Titans. That was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
I
That's
gotta
all
say,
down to Danielle's work.
What Mike?
Dust Till Dawn. That was
Oh,
wonderful.
fuck yeah. Dude, Sex Machine? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, Dust Till Dawn group was good, and you know what, and not that I'm trying to pimp it in the family, but the serial killers,
Yes. Yes.
That was fun.
That was fun to see.
I'd love to see more of that.
I
think I mentioned that
had
earlier.
A 2.0 we're planning.
Yeah, I'd love to see more like true crime, get some H.H. Holmes walking around or some Albert Fish or any of those guys just walking around would be friggin' awesome.
Yeah, that actually reminds me. I did see John Wayne Gacy and the Zodiac Killer.
Yeah,
and that made my fucking day. I'm like,
that was amazing. I was like, what a great idea.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah, the Terrifier with the rolling body, the section
awesome.
That was very, and it was funny because he walked up to me and I made a joke about Red Wings, and apparently nobody had thought of that. How do you? Okay. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, and I'd also just like the last one I'll mention is we saw him, and I think he's done other shows before, but there was a Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, he was awesome too. Yeah.
And I just want to say I had a video of him that I put on TikTok, and ladies and gentlemen, I had 50,000 views on that.
Good job. Well, he looked great.
Yeah.
We have a photo of him holding one of Angie's little precious ornaments.
Albert Swedish Fish? What?
Albert Swedish Fish?
No, I understand. Okay. Took me a second. Okay. Right, I'm still fried. All right. What about, did you guys have any like not so good moments?
I had one haggler that I would not bow down to. So there was that. But
I guess there's always going to be one, isn't there?
Yeah. I had one guy trying to talk me down. I was like, dude, you don't even know what the fuck went into making this thing. So fuck off. If you don't want it, I'll sell it to somebody else. Jesus Christ.
Rob, what about you?
I mean, my feet. I mean, okay, the pub was the only thing that I genuinely was like, that I wasn't real thrilled about. But no, there wasn't anything I would complain about. Like I said, my feet. That was it. They hurt, and we all kind of saw that one coming.
Yeah, there's also, and like I said, when we talked about the vendor room earlier, I'm still feeling guilty that there were some vendors I didn't get to shop with, unfortunately, because I only made it through the dealer's room once because distracting. And unfortunately, whether it was the signage, whether it was just congestion of people, if I missed you, it was not intentional. So, yeah. Mike, what about you?
It actually isn't from me, but is from our friend Will. Saturday night, he ended up staying at, I think it was the Hampton Inn or something like that, one of the hotels down the road. His license plate from his motorcycle got stolen.
What?
Yeah, someone stole his license plate, and so Sunday morning he's like, yeah, someone stole my bike license plate. I'm like, what? So yeah, so that was fun on his, wasn't fun, and he's got a new one now, and we're trying to figure out how to weld it to the back of the bike now, so that way we can steal it.
Stealing a license plate.
Someone stole the damn license plate off of his bike, and Will, so sorry you had to deal with that, but I am very happy that you got a new one on there.
Oh, I've got one other thing to discuss. For our Sunday night kind of, coming down dinner, we went to Twin Peaks. And after several trips to Twin Peaks, there's some false advertising there because I've never had anything more than a B cup serve me.
Oh God! Like, okay, they're like, yeah, our server, like, oh yeah, no, like, as soon as we walked in, it was like, welcome to Raisins.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it's a minor complaint, all things considered. I saw plenty of cleavage over the weekend. But still, you know, that's just
Welcome to raisins.
my
Well,
my
we're-
take on Twin Peaks. So
We're in Florida. There's no mountains, so
right.
I also, speaking of, balancing things out, I also did want to give a big shout out to Spooky Staff and especially the costume contest, because I know what a beast that is to wrangle. And especially now that Dina's not with us anymore, passing the torch to Trisha. Trisha fucking was amazing. And
Trisha, and what was the other gentleman's name who's running it on and I'm so sorry I can't remember his name now. I wanted to say Josh or Joshua, but that's probably not right.
I don't know who you're talking about.
There was Trisha was kind of handling the show running, and then there was another guy who was kind of wrangling all of the participants.
Yeah, I didn't know his name.
Yeah, I think she told us his name. I couldn't remember, but yeah. It just, FYI, the costume contest, they actually ran out of sign up forms for everybody, because that's how many people they had enter this year.
Yeah.
So it was a big group, and they
and it was all this year. Like, they had a really hard time picking people because everybody brought their A game to it.
They really did. They really fucking did. It's like, this is the first year. I don't think. I mean, because I looked and I had my favorites. There's no way I could have picked a winner.
Yeah, this was. I'll say the people really threw down up and down the list. It was a really good show. I mean, this is
a normal like prejudge. They were saying like takes maybe 2 hours. It was like almost like 3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah,
everything.
And I'll tell you, first of all, I think this was the best year I can remember since. And not that it's that long ago, but at the Caribe Royale, that was a pretty killer year, 2018.
It always gets shadowed by Funkogate, but yeah.
Yeah, but no, that year people really threw down, and so this is easily one of the top two shows as far as the costume contest goes. So I would not have wanted to be a judge this year. Pretty incredible, and it was also really nice that there's always a few people who try to throw in without horror costumes.
That's true.
I'll be a dick and say it. This is a goddamn horror convention. Leave your non-horror costumes. Go somewhere else, okay?
Your Harley Quinns and your Jokers and your Batman.
Really, that was not there this year too much anyway. So
yeah,
I don't think I saw a single Deadpool, which I was very surprised at.
Yeah, I don't think I saw one all weekend.
Deadpool is banned.
Yeah, we so decreed. But yeah, I just thought that the staff, Dina really left an amazing legacy. So for Trisha to have picked up the torch and the others, and they have done a fucking wonderful job considering how insane the whole weekend was, man. I don't think they get nearly enough credit for what they fucking put together and went off without a hitch. So, like, major fucking kudos there.
Yep.
Nice
job, everybody.
I did get to meet Allison's husband, and that's
The
news to me as well. So I still don't know his name.
No,
It's
well,
Peggy.
his husband.
It's Peggy.
Peggy. Yeah, well, that's what we named him.
Yeah.
But I
You don't
actually
have a
let
name. That's it.
Sorry, Allison's husband. You're a nice guy. You're wonderful, but
Very nice guy. Oh yeah.
All right.
Just
But anyway,
husband,
last thoughts on the
AKA
show.
Peggy.
I mean, I thought it was pretty damn killer. I think it.
Now, would you say it's too big? It's too big for you? No,
It's not too big, but if it were going to be this
Right where it
big
needs to
again,
be.
I have to plan very differently.
yeah, and I think that
Right where
probably
it
is
needs.
the same for all of us.
Right where it needs to be. It's not
Yeah.
too big, and it's definitely not too small. But they had enough stuff for everybody. All
Literally
the,
for
all
everybody.
the complaints that I did read and everything. People are just bitching, but you were warned months in advance about certain things, and
Yes, the Robert
get the right
England
to bitch
was-
and cry and moan because you knew it was coming. So just
Yeah.
deal, So
Yeah, no, like I said, and I would just if they ever go this big again, if this becomes the new standard size, it will change up, the prep for it. I certainly, for one, I won't be walking for any of my meals going forward. And I will, and honestly, it's going to be one of those things where if you're doing a big costume with friends or something, you have to even plan that stuff down so it doesn't dominate a big chunk of your afternoon or your evening. So
And that's definitely what happened with me. So
yeah.
there was more things I wanted to do, but unfortunately you have to pick and choose, and that's never an easy thing to do.
Ooh,
All right.
I'd love to say
Robbie's got a solid idea. We're gonna get segues.
Dude, holy shit. Can we
We
steal
need
some
another
golf
sponsor for the
carts?
show.
Oh my
Come
god,
on.
golf carts would be so fun.
You know, if you think about it, if we had like, golf cart decorating contests, like who has the most pimped out spooky golf cart?
I already see the smile on Matt's face. We're already like the gears are already
No,
going.
I'm just thinking of work. That's all.
He's thinking of
All I
Lufus
see is fucking golf carts at the villages.
with lots of Lufus.
Carl, hold on, Carl. Here's what you got to do. I understand that is too much. You gotta, when you don't decide what you want first, you look at who's got the specials going, and then after you see who's got the specials, that's who you order from.
Correct.
And that's the only way to win from any of the Uber Eats or Grubhub or DoorDash. I say this as someone who drives it. I know you got to pay attention to where the specials are. Otherwise, you're just going to be paying.
This is why you guys watch this show.
That's right.
But as we're gathering like final thoughts as far as the show, if you guys have any questions or anything that you think about the show you didn't get answered, and maybe we can answer,
or if you just want to say something about the show, by all means, throw it out there.
No, we are reading all your comments. We may not comment all of them, but we are reading all of them.
Yeah.
So,
well, I know I'd like to invite any vendors that would maybe like to come on the show. We got 2 more shows, maybe 3 this year.
Yes.
Before the end of the year, Rob.
Yeah. So here's the thing. We don't have the schedule for the rest of the year made. Normally there would be like 1 more at the end of November or beginning of December, then 1 more closer to the end of December.
But normally we do that. Hold on. I'm going to pull a you now. Exactly. Because normally there is a spooky December show or a pop-up show of some kind, and there isn't one this year. So that's why for the different schedule. But Rob, continue.
Yeah. So what I was going to say is we several years we have kind of brought on vendors. If you are a vendor and you are, you're trying to make a couple extra bucks for the holidays and you want to try to get your stuff out there, let us know, reach out to one of us on the show, or just reach out to, the page, the Facebook page, and send us a message, and, we'll bring you on. We'll pimp out your wares. We'll show everyone what you're offering
for the rest of the year.
Yeah. So, we'll try to get you in front of a few more people to, sell more crap for the holidays. And if we do that, if we get some interest on that, we'll probably do that after Black Friday.
Spectacular of some variety.
Yeah. I'm thinking we'll do that after Thanksgiving at some point. So, keep an eye on the page. That's the best way to know what's going on with us.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, what else we got?
No. Before final thought.
Yeah, actually, yes.
You pointed out something, one of the things that we actually did an entire episode earlier in the year about making friends at Spooky.
Yes, because we know there are a lot of first timers and a lot of first time convention goers overall. And we gave some tips and we've reiterated a lot, but it's nice to actually see these things put into action. We were in Kiefer Sutherland's line, and it was probably about an hour and a half, I guess. Instead of like complaining and bitching, we saw a number of people in front of us. I forget, I don't even remember what they were talking about.
Say, I want y'all to see this beautiful moment. You know how we always tell you guys that if you're in line and you don't know anyone, make a friend? Look at this. They're all best friends for life now. This is the shit that we're talking about.
Yeah, it's just nice to see that in the wild. That's how we all met, and that's how, it's nice to see it actually put to work. And so we feel like we made a love connection of some kind. That was really cool. It was nice to see.
All right. Well, any my
yeah, I know.
Only 5 people knew the Omega Man.
Yeah. Carl, you're of an elder generation, and a lot of them aren't familiar.
Those cosplays are the best.
Agreed.
Like, Angie did the girl from one of the Friday the girl with the banana hitchhiking one year, and it's like, you're only going to get like 5, maybe 10 people who know who you are, but that's the point.
Yeah, that's I started doing obscure cosplays. You know, I did May one year, and I think 2 people got it, but that made my whole fucking con. Dog Witch, when I did the original Dog Witch, very very few people knew who she was, and that's exactly it. But I mean, Carl, if you got at least 2 people that knew who it was, you won.
He got
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, 5. See, so there
5.
you go. You outdid yourself.
He's the big winner.
He's the big wiener.
That too.
Yeah. So, Mike, with before we go, what's with Pints and Pistons? What do you guys got going on for the rest of the year? By the boot,
Hold on.
He's got a fire truck going by.
disco, disco.
Disco.
I'm seeing the disco, disco in the background.
Okay, sorry about that. What?
Yeah, no, I'll just say, well, Pints and Pistons. What do you guys got going on for the rest of the year?
Next Friday on the 10th, we have another episode. This episode, they won't be half a man down because on Friday at Spooky, they did an episode while I wasn't there. And Alan was like, wait, you're live, but you're here. I'm like, I know, they did it without me. We're going to try to get Alan on the show because he really wants to come on to the show and talk about rally cars and that. So we're trying to figure that out, whether we're going to have him. See if
So
he
good
can
seeing him at the show too.
go over
Dude.
that. But yeah, so basically just keep an eye out for episodes. We've been doing a lot more car stuff. YouTube shorts on TikTok. We've been heading it off with the memes on there. So yeah, we've been doing pretty good.
You know, you need more some spookaki, as it says in the comments. You get some more spookaki in the show. Yeah. And Carl, I love that you have the Dog Witch comic. That's fucking fantastic. As a matter of fact, I actually found out who Dog Witch was from after my first Spooky. So that sort of thing. And of course, drink more Elysian beer. Absolutely. The one thing I will say about this show, and we've seen it a lot this whole year, because this whole year we've lost people that we care about, members of our family. So to see everyone actually come together now, and you see us actually appreciating each other more, not taking that shit for granted anymore. Every time everyone hugs somebody, it was an actual hug, not that half-hearted bullshit. And there were just shared moments that just, yeah, you know.
It was damn good to see everybody.
It really
Yeah.
was.
I have to say, Demi, thank you for making sure the DJ played Brian's song for us on Saturday night. That was really good for all of us who miss him a lot. And we had our core group of friends right there that were, I don't think any of us had dry eyes. And it was the highlight of my weekend.
It's just, yeah, just this is our family, and we say it over and over, and we'll continue to say it. You know, Spookaki is family, but Spookaki will be making a return. Spookaki is family. Yeah, that's actually gonna be coming back. That's a whole nother conversation. But this was fucking fantastic. We love seeing you guys all weekend. Nothing but good shit, man. Nothing but good shit. So I guess with that, I mean, does our producer have a game lined up?
No, we don't have a game. I'm too damn tired. I am just not ready to do a game yet. So if anyone's dying for it, just bitch in the comments, and maybe we'll do it in the middle of the week, do it the one-off like we did last time, but probably not.
Basically
Probably.
between now and the end of the year, it's basically we're going to be focused on supporting local people, you know. Ooh,
There we go.
see?
Will ended up finding that the variety pack that had all those beers that they were selling at, I believe he said Total Wine. I know he's up in Gainesville and he was able to find it. He sent me that yesterday.
Ooh.
So, yep, he was
Those
able.
were really good beers too. The Night Owl was probably the best pumpkin beer I've ever had.
Night Owl's
The,
great.
The pumpkin stout was excellent.
The pumpkinchino, the cappuccino pumpkin one. That one was.
I didn't get to try that one.
That one was great. That one was great.
You know what? We don't have to start the holiday season. We can keep Halloween going as long as we fucking want. So yeah, let's get more pumpkin beers. Fuck the Thanksgiving. Fuck that holiday bullshit.
Let's start celebrating the 90 days of Halloween.
I am here for it.
We just go straight from Halloween, October 1st till December 31st, and then we'll do New Year's Eve.
I'm okay with that.
There's lots of
Absolutely.
great Christmas horror though, so we gotta, you know.
Yeah, well, I got to watch my Black Christmas. That's true.
And you got, Terrifier 3 is going to be a Christmas movie now. So
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. That's going to make spooky fans very fucking happy.
All right.
Oh man. All right. Well, I suppose that wraps it up for this episode.
Does.
Fucking love you guys. What? How? Who?
I said it does.
It does. So it does. All right. Well, we love you guys. Stay tuned. Blah, blah, blah. Fuck you.